welcome to Good Things Brings, your official Good Things Festival series, bringing you chats with some of the amazing artists ahead of festivities kicking off this December. I am Tiana Speter, and today I'm joined by a bona fide rock legend who is returning to play for Australian crowds later this year. It's Brian Bell from Weezer. Brian, how are you? Thank you so much for joining today.
My pleasure. I've never been called a bona fide rock. What'd you call me? Bona fide rock
Bona
what?
fide rock legend. I will put it in writing
Wow.
and we'll make it
Wow.
official.
Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Lovely.
It's the best compliment I've ever received, but I'll take it. And I'm doing well. And
I'm
we are
glad to hear
very
it.
looking forward to coming back to Australia. And we're very looking forward to playing a festival again in Australia because I feel like it's been a long time since there's been a festival in Australia that we've been invited to.
Well, we're very happy you're coming back. I did do the maths, and I think it has been a much longer than I can probably count on one hand. So that's definitely going
Okay.
off, yeah, a fair while. But we
Yeah.
did get to have you back here in 2023, of course, when you did some
Yes,
headline
right.
shows and
Yeah.
not a festival, but you did do a cheeky extra performance opening for Kiss as well for their final Aussie
Oh,
run
that's
here.
right. Thanks for
Um,
reminding me.
well, it's funny because 2023, not that long ago, but also feels like an eternity
It
somehow.
feels like an eternity. I mean, I honestly had forgotten it, but
No, that's fine. That's what I'm here for.
the Kiss show, that is, Kiss show. Did we just do a one-off? Was that it, or did we do more shows around that?
Well, look, I believe you had two headline shows. My maths may be
Okay,
off there, but you did the Kiss
yeah,
show as well, which was
that's
very
good. I'm glad we
memorable.
played some other shows because that would have been just to do one show. But
Yeah,
that was a great experience. Maybe it was so surreal that I completely, so it was definitely surreal.
yeah, you're still
And
processing it.
meeting them too, and like a meet and greet, like was very strange. But yeah, that was like Rivers really loved that moment.
I love that. I did.
Yeah.
I loved reading that story about you potentially stretching the truth about your Kiss
Oh,
adoration in the early
absolutely.
days
Yeah.
too.
You say what you got to say sometimes.
Yeah. I love it. Well,
Yeah.
obviously since then you haven't just been sitting around doing nothing waiting to come back to Australia, although we are so happy you're coming back. But even this year alone, you just returned to Glastonbury for the first time in 3 decades. Can you capture what it was like to walk out onto a Glastonbury stage again and how much and or how little had changed since 1995?
Great question. I like the last part of that a lot. Um, well, what's bizarre is that what changed is me. And I guess I'll just speak for myself is like the way I perceive those giant shows, because I've been doing it now for 30 years. Um, I was not at all nervous, which I remember being like just almost not even able to function. I've never seen so many people before, but I've been doing this for so long now that there was a sense of ease, but also this excitement. Like I'm going to really give it my all. And I didn't in the back of my head. I knew we were being filmed, but I didn't think about it. Nothing like freaked me out. And in fact, I was like, I'm so glad this is being filmed because we're kicking ass. Because been on the road for. What's great is that we didn't come in cold. We had already played some shows like, and we were like this force, like, and just caught us at the right time. Didn't make the day any bigger than it needed to be. Um, as much as possible. It was like kind of like playing in the Super Bowl, I guess, as a sport player. Like just it's just another game. You just have to tell yourself it's just another game because to us it really is. We played Coachella, Glastonbury, Lollapalooza this year. So
Fine.
is it really any different? Not to us, it isn't.
Yeah.
But then again, like we've been doing this so long, like if I was 25 and like it was our first like big show, I probably would have been so freaked out. Um, but yeah, it's these things instead of like being nervous, I turn it into excitement now, and I can use that energy. Being nervous is actually good.
I agree
Yeah,
entirely. I
yeah,
used to think the
yeah.
opposite and I've learned to
I
embrace
used to think
that.
the opposite. That's what's changes me. Nothing has changed with it. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
awesome. And
yeah.
tell me, at this point, there's 15 albums to choose from. There are so many fan favorites, so many hits, and
Hmm.
undoubtedly a fair bit of external expectations when it comes to a Weezer set list. But For yourself personally, what is currently one of your favorite songs to perform live the most at this point in your career, regardless of how many times you've played it previously?
Oh, I mean, Say It Ain't So never gets old. Honestly, none of them really get old
Love that.
because the space always changes. The space that we're playing to is always different, and the people bring the energy, and they're the show. They, charge us in a way, and so there's a sense of like not really knowing what's going to happen, and that's exciting. There's a certain element of danger involved. Um, I always love playing Say It Ain't So. Hmm. I mean, Buddy Holly's always. Um, Sometimes I also like a song off of Pinkerton that we might not know how it might be received, or people might not know it as well, and that feels like um, wanting to prove something, it's the chip on the soul's shoulder kind of thing that motivates you, and that's always kind of fun too.
Yep.
But I used to try to look at people that weren't getting into it. Instead, I whatever, they're waiting for the next band. Let me look at people that there are plenty of people that are. So, I just try to play little games, like enjoying, like knowing that, wait, you are performing, and don't go into my head and I don't think about judgment anymore.
Yeah. I think that's
Yeah.
really interesting though. And like, do you find when you look at it in that crowd, because obviously each time you play a different show, festival, wherever you are in the world, you're going to have different crowds per se. But I feel like everyone I know, at least in Australia, Weezer seems to be a band that does kind of transcend generations. Like you've got people who are definitely a lot younger than me into Weezer. You've got people who have been there from day one with Weezer. You've got people my age who are kind of in between. Like, do you notice that kind of span of that multi-generational stuff when you're looking in that
Yeah,
crowd?
it's impossible not to. And you see them standing next to each other, and it's really cool. Just like, if someone's like around my age or whatever, I'm like, you man, you actually pushed your way up to the front. Like, are you crazy? Like, I would, no way would I do that. And Even with the passes that we have, our all access is like, I don't want to be anywhere near this thing. Um, but that's just me. I've seen so many shows now. But yeah, it's really cool, and that is another source of energy, is just new faces, and like new generations of liking your music, and um, it's really exciting, and sometimes you see little stories unfold out there, like somebody trying to get on someone's shoulder, or crowd surfing, or singing along, and people painting their face and all that kind of stuff. I
Yeah.
don't know what's happening.
It's a vibe, and I feel like it's cool that it would happen no matter where you are in the world. And obviously, bringing that to Australia, you've been doing a lot of festivals this year, as you mentioned. And I don't want to spoil any surprises. I don't want to look in a crystal ball or anything like that. But
Yeah.
have you started the plot of what you are thinking setlist
Well, the
wise?
thing
And
is that like we don't come there until what, December?
yeah, there's a fair
That
bit of
seems like
time,
a lifetime from now.
right? It's almost like the same
Yeah,
amount
yeah,
of time
yeah.
since you were last here. It feels.
Yeah, exactly. And so any like we're bands that we're a band that goes through some phases. So no telling what our phase will be like by December.
I like that
Um,
though.
and I also like we actually won't have played a lot since then. So we're gonna have to rehearse a bunch to like feel that, getting back to that like show ready mode. And I might have to feed off some like nervous energy
Mm,
to bring that rawness back. So whatever it is, I know we're gonna be good, and I know the crowd is gonna be really good.
absolutely. It is a
Yeah,
guarantee. And I think, again,
it's a
that nervous
guarantee.
energy is going to come into play in a very positive way. So I'm glad to hear
Yeah.
it. And hopefully we'll have, like, I can't say I'll be at the front, but I know there'll be a lot of people pushing their
See,
way. So
I don't blame you.
I can't do it. My back
Won't
hurts.
either.
Well, thank you so much for having a chat today. We are, of course, so excited to have you back down under this December. Have a great rest of your day, and we will see you at Good Things Festival.
My pleasure. Thank you, Tiana.